America is a country built on immigration. There's people that say that, right? Because they look back and say, well, they immigrated, and even if they're a percentage native, everybody's an immigrant, right? This is the new world. So, how do we logically plug that into a modern society where everything's gone wrong and middle America was, you know, turned into the kind of slave drug zone for the populace of Canada and the US? I'm talking about, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Now everything is shifting correctly, but how do you shift it all fully so that nobody can ever talk about illegal immigration? How do you solve the issue all the way instead of just having two or more sides arguing infinitely? How do you create a scenario where everybody's happy, or at least has to stop grumbling eventually and move on with their lives and worry about their health? Okay, so there's a whole bunch of examples of the wrong people being moved back to Central America or wherever. And so that means the system's not working. If somehow the system targeted all the worst bully criminals perfectly, but the system was bully criminals. So now, as we inherit that system as the next generations going into a new century with all this tech, there's still the issue of human interaction. And the more you try to solve this with AI cameras, the more everybody's going to hate you, right? So, what if you take the exact opposite approach? What if you took a bunch of people that were highly disciplined, say some sector of the military in connection to, how the military provides college career training? Well, what if you took all the people that logically met the criteria based on their college degrees, because everybody's big on that stuff still, um, their merits, and interests in what they want to do in life, right? Be applied. You have to apply those. And so then you're pursuing happiness. So what you would do is you would go through these. This can happen around the world. You go to the displaced communities, the illegal, um, you know, residents, whatever, the people that are somewhat more native, who there's this category who want to wander across a continent and then police want to enslave and murder them. And that's the biggest category. Just the constructed wanderlust of wanting to follow the seasons as a herdsman or something. You're not allowed to do that anymore. That's been taken away. And so if that's what you're made out of, then prepare to get murdered by cops, because you're not allowed to do that anymore, right? Why you're not allowed to do that? I don't know. There's infinite land across the Midwest, across the plains that nobody wants to live in because of tornadoes. So I would say bring everybody worldwide who wants to wander and create a wander corridor for them. Do the same in other continents again. Everything's just controlled and enslaved for no reason. So there's all of these side spigots that nobody addresses. Um, okay, so you have people dressed up all nice with stiff spines and skirts and suits and whatever, but not too um creepy looking, relaxed somewhat. And they go around as multilinguals and they say, what are your interests? What are your plans? to these different communities that nobody addresses and actually go around with a clipboard, actually go around with notes and have it all auto transcribed, and actually figure out people's skills and interests and beliefs on certain things. You don't want to be invasive, but the point is, if America is built on immigration and everybody's supposed to be pursuing happiness, then we need to be creating a game plan for all the most unhappy people, which would be those that are targeted and underprivileged because they don't have citizenship, right? Or poor or whatever. So, in this way, the bullies that immigrated successfully illegally 50 to 100 years ago, then they tell their grandchildren to be cops and be a secret military force and prevent anybody else from illegal immigrating and changing the environment back to too positive because they need to have their drug runners. That's the 1900s for you. So, like, there's all of these different categories of life that there's needs to be more workers because there's tech now to make different things possible in different parts of life and fixing the environment, etc. So if we get everybody figured out and what they should actually be doing based on what they can do and want to do, and actually then set up the programs that get them to doing it, then the amount of industry booms and you stop worrying about punishing everybody except, the actual bully criminal drug lords. I mean, come on now. The system can only be entirely for drugs or entirely for, you know, regular family values. You can't have it partially one way or the other. So it's all been about illegal drugs and hospitals spreading them as well. So then we have to flip it all the way around and make it all about, the opposite. I don't need to get into that. That's not what this is about. I was just discussing. Okay. Um, I think that's about it.